What's going on? Zach Adelstein here with Daily Edge Sports. We're getting you another college football video. Today going over the Saturday, November 15th slate for Prizepicks. Decent slate this week, nice slate this week. A lot of big games that'll have a lot of consequences for college football playoff. We have the Texas-Georgia game, OU Alabama, Pitt Notre Dame. Some good matchups for the ACC. See if they can keep their top dogs up there, get into that playoff with everything that's going on. But yeah, just another fun slate. Only three full slates left. And honestly, that last week it's kind of a weird week with those games spread out over the week. So, two full Saturdays left. And yeah, just a really fun spot. So yeah, let's get going here. Before we do, let's get into Daily Edge Sports. Daily Edge Sports is going to give you all of your pick'em needs, putting out plays every day. Some of the top tools. Our Demons and Goblins tool has been so hot, going 10-0 several nights, 9-1 several nights since NBA has started. NBA is a place to go for that Demons and Goblins tool. It gives you a pair for everything. So if you have a play you really like, just pair it with one of those, or pair it with several of them. Give you a little bit safer option, give you a bigger floor. In case one of those doesn't hit and you're worried about it. It's really good to do for Taco Tuesday. Use those for some of those pairs and double up your money, a little bit more juice. Yeah, just a really good place to go. So if you're looking for some tools, looking for some plays, Daily Edge Sports is the way to go. Yeah, let's jump on into this slate. As you can see up here, fantasy points aren't even up here yet. Most weeks, at least some are up here. They're just not even putting them out. They're not even trying anymore. It's kind of disappointing what they've been doing the second half of the season, getting less and less props every week. But we're going to work with what we have, do what we can. Going to go here to a Big Ten game. Let's go out to the West Coast. Jacobe Lane is playing Iowa at home. We don't look at his receptions. It is a Goblin, but you are getting extra juice on it, and we'll see that in a second. Kind of look at what Jacobe Lane has done lately. He has the last 4 games, he has 7, 11, 6, and 7 targets. He's catching most of these balls. The last 5 games, he has 4, 5, 6, 2, and 7 receptions. That Nebraska game's kind of weird for him. Outside of that, he's really getting a ton of receptions, and this number's so low. He should get 7+ targets here in what should be a tight game. Iowa is a 6.5-point underdog here with a 48.5-point total. The game is in LA, so weather shouldn't be a concern. Last week we saw how tough the passing game was for Oregon and Iowa. This is in LA. This is going to be nice weather, good weather at the Coliseum, and just a really good game environment. USC should throw it 32+ times here, at least, and have some decent success. Iowa does have a very good defense, but they should have some success. This number is just so low. It's hard not to look at this. You just need 3 receptions here. It's a good spot for him. And yeah, Jacobe Lane over 2.5 receptions. Another reception spot I want to look at is another top team sitting here. Max Clare actually took his reception spot down, but I'm going to look at his yards as well. He is he's for his yards. Let me pull this up. He's gone over this, and 3 of his last 5 games had 29 yards against Wisconsin. There, UCLA is not good against tight ends at all. And like fantasy points allowed, they're like 127th, and catches allowed, they're 122nd to opposing tight ends this year. They give up a lot to opposing tight ends. They kind of funnel that inside, and Max Clare is going to get the ball, even if they go up here. UCLA is a 31.5-point underdog here in Ohio with a 47.5-point total, but they like getting the ball to their tight end. He's a very good tight end, transferred in. And yeah, I just think this number is too low. I do think you can take this down a little bit if you want to. I might take it even down to 24.5 here. Looking at it, I just pulled this number. I just looked at it 2 minutes ago. So keep an eye on those receptions to come back to. I think the 2.5 reception line, which is what it has, is very good. But looking at it, I think you can go to 24.5. 14.5 is a really good pair for this. I'll give it a 29.5 for this slip that we're doing. But yeah, get some nice tight end value there for Max Clare. Going over now to a banged up team. Going to look at Arizona State, Malik Mlan. So Mlan, the reason his lines look like trash until the past couple of weeks. That's because we have Jordan Tyson, who is out. In the last 4 games, Jordan Tyson has been out. 2 games last season, 2 games this season. He's gone over this line all 4 times with at least I think 42 yards in each of those games. You can see the last couple games here: 49 yards, 159 yards, 49 yards even with Jeff Sims starting at quarterback, backup at quarterback who isn't the best quarterback, but just 49 yards. He doesn't need a ton here. 36 and a half. He has an 8 out around 15 yards, and he averages just under 6 yards after the catch. So he won't need a ton to get over this line. West Virginia is awful. They're very bad. Jeff Sims is a bad QB, but West Virginia might be worse on defense. They give up 280 yards per game, which is 128th in the FBS. PFF ranks their coverage as 110th in the country. It's just not a good pass defense. Yeah, I really like this Malik Mlan spot. Line here, West Virginia is a 10.5-point dog, so Arizona State is favored with 47.5-point total. I just, this line right here, it's a nice line for what should be the wide receiver one. Last place I want to look, do a 4-man here. One of the bigger games of the day. Going to go to that OU game. Going to look at Xavier Robinson. This number has crept up a little bit. It was 44.5 earlier, crept up to 47.5. It's at 51.5. I like it probably up to about 55, so I wouldn't go too much higher than this. But you can see what he's done lately. The last 3 games, he stepped into that running back one role for OU. Especially last week, he had 16 carries to Torrey Blaylock's 1 against Tennessee. So a couple weeks ago before a bye week. But he's taken over that lead back spot. Alabama does have a very good defense, but they're not the best, most efficient defense against the run. They give up 4.3 yards per carry, which is 71st in the country, and they're going to have to respect John Mateer's legs as well. John Mateer will pull that ball and run around the corner and take it a distance, so you're not respecting him. The last 3 games, he hadn't had a ton of carries. He did have 16 carries that last game. He has 35 total carries for 53, 109, and 106 yards, which is 7.6 yards per carry. He's getting a ton of efficiency. He's really moving that ball. I just like this spot. A good spot for him, a low number for a very good running back. Oklahoma, if they don't establish the run here, they're not going to be in this game. They have to establish the run. And Xavier Robinson's who they want to establish the run with. So I think this 51.5 number is a very good spot. Wouldn't go much higher than this, like I said, but I do think it is a very good number. So going back over what we're looking at, we have Jacobe Lane over 2.5 receptions. Matt Claire over 29.5 receiving yards. Again, keep an eye out for that 2.5 receptions to pop back. Malik Mlan over 36.5 receiving yards, and Xavier Robinson over 51.5 rush yards. Hope y'all have a good weekend. Get on over to Daily Edge Sports, and let's have a great rest of the season. See y'all soon. Peace.